Alright, I've just got to say this, because I was going to put it in a comment, but then it'd probably get negative votes and be voted down. Thing is, you have to realise Panic! At the Disco aren't washed up. They're creating music that they happen to like. Yeah, it's quite similar to the new Fall Out Boy, but Fall Out Boy also like the music that they're coming out with. That's the reason that they are now coming back out with music and they're off their break, because they found music that they want to do together. That's the whole fucking point of music. Now I've got that out of my system. This is a brilliant, excellent song, and I've already learned it acoustically on guitar, and I cannot wait to hear it, like how they'd interpret it acoustically, because that would be amazing. Just like My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark by Fall Out Boy, when they do that acoustically, it's amazing. They're not trying to get mainstream publicity. That's not how it's working. They like the music that they're putting out, otherwise they wouldn't do it. What's the point of being in a band if you don't, like the music that you're putting out? That just makes everyone unhappy, and there's no point doing it for the money or for the fame, because if you don't enjoy it at the end of the day, your audience won't. And I'm enjoying it, and you can tell that they really enjoy it. They're having a fun time. They're back, well, they're not back together because they never really broke up, but Fall Out Boy are off their break. They're a group again, and it's fun, and people love it. And if you have nothing good to say, don't say anything, because there's no point putting negative views on a YouTube comment, because you're just going to start an argument, in all honesty. So I think everyone should shut up and either enjoy it or not enjoy it, and either listen to it or not listen to it. It's really up to you. If you don't like it, fine. I'm not going to tell you to like it or make you listen to the whole thing, but you can't say how washed up they are and stuff just because their music's a little more mainstream. What is mainstream anyway? Because actually there's mainstream rock and there's mainstream punk as well, so it's like you can think, well, that's classical, but that in itself is mainstream. What's mainstream? Because there's mainstream rock and stuff. Like, I've turned around and gone, oh yeah, I like Paramore and Muse and stuff, and people go, oh, that's so mainstream, and it's like, not to some people. So mainstream is a very wide range, and yeah, actually Fall Out Boy, Panic! At the Disco, Paramore, Muse, all kind of mainstream. Not with the type of music that they're putting out, but in their genre, they're sort of the mainstream people, like the big people to listen to. If you're talking mainstream, you're talking obscure and mainstream, not like pop music. So if you're going to say it's more pop, yeah, stating the obvious a bit, it is more pop, but it's just the fact that that's what they wanted to do. It has nothing whatsoever to do with the fact that they're washed up. Okay? That's just it. Just say you hate. If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to make you like it. I'm not going to say you have to like Panic! At the Disco's new album. I think that I will. I know I've only heard one song, but it's just the fact that it's a good type of music. I've talked to people who like pop music, and they say that they hate it purely because of the band's name. They wouldn't even listen to the song. So it's the fact that if you're just gonna listen to the music and hear something you don't like Muse did some dubstep in their new album, in the second lot. It's not too new now, but it's technically their latest album, and a lot of people said, no, I don't like it because there's dubstep in it. Well, that's not the point. Do you like the music? Yeah, it's alright, but I don't like dubstep. And it's like, you can't, judge something before you've heard it. You have to go towards stuff with an open mind. Because pop music, although I'm not a big fan of, the mainstream pop line, I don't know, Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, I don't know if they're mainstream, or One Direction, I'm not a big fan, but it's just, people hear, Fall Out Boy and stuff, and they expect to hear a set sound, but if you look at all their albums, they change an awful lot. They're Take This to Your Grave is completely different to Folie à Dieu, but you're not gonna turn around and say, well, I hate Folie à Dieu because it's not exactly like their last album. Bands can change. I mean, Muse went from, I was trying to think, Soldier's Poem to Panic Station. So it's everybody changes. So you've just kind of, if you don't like it, I'm not going to make you like it. This isn't about making you like it. It's just stop hating. That's a really bad way of putting it. No, stop attacking it, because nothing good is going to come from it. You're just going to start an argument with someone who likes it, who wants to assert their opinion and shove it down your throat. And that's what you're doing back to them, basically. But and how it reminds someone of Justin Timberlake. I don't get it. I don't personally get it. Anyway, But just because this song is very sort of what Fall Out Boy came out with doesn't mean that that's going to be the whole album. And it also doesn't mean that they've been copying Fall Out Boy, because, you know, Panic! At the Disco and Fall Out Boy at the end of the day can be two very different bands. I mean, Panic! At the Disco started off with Fever. Yeah, that was kind of dancey. This is kind of what they're doing now, apart from dance has changed as well, so they're changing the genre with it. So, but Fever was very dancey, and then you had Pretty Odd, and that was a good album. A lot of people slated it, but I think it's pretty good. It's kind of country-esque, kind of acoustic-y country sort of feel to it. And then they went to Vices and Virtues, which was sort of like, it was completely different. It was an alternative genre. And now they've gone sort of, not back to dancey, I wouldn't say back to dancey, but like alternative dancey, which is actually, it's different. So, and it's actually, like, you know, and this is only one of the songs. I mean, like, when we first heard stuff like Fall Out Boy did, for the first time, like, My Songs is completely different to Save Rock and Roll, and Save Rock and Roll is very different to Young Volcanoes, but it's like, they don't have one genre. It's like Panic Station's jazzy on The Second Law, but they've got Supremacy, which is kind of heavy, so, you know, look, the songs will probably be different to each other, just like on Fall Out Boy's song, just like on Fall Out Boy's Save Rock and Roll, just like on Muse's The Second Law. Paramore have some very, very different songs in there. They've got slow songs, they've got fast songs, they've got interludes, they've got stuff on ukulele. It's like, everybody's changing, and that's okay, because that's what happens in real life, and it's called freedom of expression, in all honesty, and you've just got to get the fuck used to it. You just have to, because then they're not going to stay the same as much as you want them to. That's not what they want to do, and that's something that you have to get used to, and that is genuinely all I'm here to say, because it's really frustrating and someone just goes on a comment and just says, oh, I hate this because it's mainstream, because something, yeah, to you could be mainstream, but to someone else, you know, could save their life. It's completely different. Like My Chemical Romance, a lot of people said that when My Chemical Romance came out with Danger Days, that was them, like, sort of being washed up, but they're not. It's like, they just wanted a change, and that was a good change for them. It was a fantastic change, and, you know, they got out of, like, all the darkness and stuff that they were in, and it was sort of like a brand new dawn, and everyone sort of came to love Danger Days. So I think, give it a chance, give Fall Out Boy a chance, give Panic! At the Disco a chance, give all these bands a chance, because all they're doing is trying to find the sound for them, and sometimes there's more than one sound, and that's okay too. I mean, Fall Out Boy have just come back. Don't start hating on them now. Don't start, well, not hating on them, don't start attacking them now, not when they've just come back. Because, you know, we've all missed them. And it's just like the Take Over the Breaks Over video. Everybody changes, says the dog in his own dream. That's Fall Out Boy for you. But just take a second. I mean, I'm not going to make you like the video, but I mean, just sit back, think about what I said for a second, and then just, because if you made it this far, then obviously you have something to say, then just, you know, just go, like, onto the video again and listen to it again. Just go for it, because at the end of the day, what have you got to lose? Because go for it with an open mind, and if you still don't like it, fair enough, that's fine, but at least have a try at liking it. Because at the end of the day, if you're just going to sit there and you're just going to type out hateful comments about Fall Out Boy and Panic! At the Disco, then you've wasted your life making those comments. So you really just have to look at the world a tiny bit differently, because it is changing. Life's gonna change. How do you think the people felt who lived through, like, the whole of, like, the 20th century? Because that changed an awful lot in music. So, you know, how do people got through that? They probably went towards it with an open mind. You've really, like, got to just stop, like, attacking bands who have freedom of expression and know what they want to, like, make, because at the end of the day, they're happy with it. It doesn't mean you have to be happy with it, it just, you know, just stop attacking them. I guess that's what I had to say, really, and I haven't posted a video for a long time, so there you go. But I love it. I love Miss Jackson. I think it is a wonderful piece of music, and I've had it stuck in my head ever since it came out. But with a title of Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, you've got to expect some change. So, Phoebe Can't Spit Out, dancing. Pretty odd, kind of country acoustic-esque. And then you have Vices and Virtues. And that was so different. It was alternative, and everything on it was different. There's so many different genres on there. Like Nearly Witches, that was completely different. So, you know, this could be the completely different song. You know, something that they just wanted to try out. And maybe it worked for them, maybe they like it. But it's just, you can't go around saying they're washed up, because they're not. Because they're not like sellouts or anything. They're not doing this, you know, for the money or anything. They're doing it because they want to do it. And that's what you've got to believe if they tell you, because you can only believe what they say. Well, you can not believe it, but then you're just sort of cynic, really, if you don't think that someone can do what they want in the music industry. So, whatever, if you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to make you like it, but just go back and listen to it with an open mind, considering what I've said. Just go back. You don't have to. Like, I can't make you, I can't read through YouTube and make you, but it's just, try, if you want to. If you think I've made a point, go ahead. If you made it this far, maybe you think I haven't, maybe you think I'm rambling, which I probably am. But still, give it a chance. There's really no point in, like, attacking people, because there's just no point. That's what I'm going to say. So, yeah, I haven't made a video in a while, so yeah, Green Fan Zone.